Justin Oxendine and Aaron Millerly.
Thanks for being here. Obviously, a very tough, disappointing night, Saturday night at Charleston Southern. Really kind of overshadowed what was continued improvement by our roster. I was very pleased with the way our guys competed. Thought we had a great week of practice leading into the game. Thought we were extremely motivated taking the field. We were playing a very good team. You know, we've had a pretty tough slate starting out. And I was checking the stuff. I was writing a CFA letter, and I was checking some of the stuff. Our first three opponents right now are combined 11-0, coming off a season where they were combined 36-6, including two playoff teams and a BCS national championship. So pretty tough slate to start it off. That being said, we had a great chance to get a win Saturday. Had the ball down 2, the perfect score to win a game on, driving it, and had a great opportunity there. Reflecting back, I feel I can take nothing away from Charleston Southern because I think they're a good football team. I said that last week coming into the game. I thought they played well. I thought they defended us very, very well. They should. They understand the triple option offense. I thought they attacked us well. But all that being said, you look back and you have about 8 things that happened. You can talk about 4 penalties that brought back runs of 10-plus yards. You talk about a turnover that gave them a field goal with a short field. You talk about a punt return for a touchdown. And then you talk about a final turnover where we had a stunt that Charleston Southern was running blocked up. We had a big hole. We easily would have gotten the first down. It would have been interesting to see Isaiah versus their backside safety. And he just got a little too antsy, cut a little too soon before he was through the mesh and put the ball on the ground. But, any one of those things don't happen, and you're sitting here celebrating a big road win against a good football team, and we're 1-2. So there's progress in spite of the situation that we're in right now. I've tried to be very encouraging with the team and show them on film the positive strides that we're making week to week, and it's a direct result of the way they're practicing. They continue to be very motivated at practice. They continue to work very, very hard. They believe in each other. They believe in what they're doing, and I don't want to lose that fire because if we stick to stick to our guns, stick to the message, stick to our work ethic, we're going to continue to improve. And as I look at our schedule, I think there's a lot of games there on our schedule that we have a great chance to win. Got a tough opponent this weekend, Gardner-Webb, coming off a 42-36 win at home versus Wofford last week. Previous games they played Wake Forest 23-7, where they played very, very well in that game without their best receiver, Kenny Cook. He did return against Wofford and caught the game-winning touchdown there Saturday, inside 2 minutes left to play. They had a close loss at Furman when Furman still had their starting quarterback, who's now done for the year. So that's a good performance there by them. And then they had a one-half called game against Virginia Lynchburg, which they've outmatched pretty handily. So they're a good football team, big on both sides of the lines, offensive, defensive line. Very veteran on the offensive line. All their starters are 3rd, 4th, and 5th-year players. They have a senior quarterback that has thrown for 2,500 yards in each of the last 2 seasons. I mentioned Kenny Cook, 1,000-yard receiver from last year. So they're very, big, fast, athletic offense. Very capable of scoring and moving the football. Defensively, I've already said big up front. Their nose guard is an outstanding player. They are missing their All-American linebacker. They have some kids filling in admirably for them. They run well on defense, very aggressive, just a good, solid football team. So we have our work cut out for us this Saturday. That being said, we feel good going into this game. I just got through addressing the team. Aaron and Justin were both in there, and I told them if we can correct our mistakes, play at the same intensity level we did last week, have a good week of preparation, I feel confident going into this game that we'll have a great opportunity to get a win there late. I think it will be a close competitive football game, and I think it'll be great to be back at home. A couple of things going on this weekend with the game that I wanted to mention. Mike's already mentioned Military Appreciation Day. Kevin Yeager will have some stuff on our helmet honoring that. One of those is a ribbon with the number 440 on it. That represents the 440 Citadel cadets who have given the ultimate sacrifice and service to their country, which you can't say enough about that. It gives us the ability to be here today and to have the freedoms that we have. So the other thing going on Saturday is we are wearing a replica throwback jersey that honors the 1960 Tangerine Bowl team. And that team, I think, went 7-2-1 that year under Coach Teague, and won the Tangerine Bowl there in Orlando, Florida. So we'll be wearing a throwback jersey, depicting that team's jersey they wore that year, that the Brigadier Foundation will then in turn sell after the game. So, all that being said, any questions for me? Aaron Miller, coming off of a 120-yard performance Saturday night, did a great job of leading our team. Justin Oxendine coming off of his best game of the year to go along with the rest of the D-line, who I thought played very, very well Saturday. Any questions for the three of us about Charleston Southern or Gardner Webb?
For the guys, Coach said he didn't want you to lose that fire, wants you to stick to your guns. Do you feel like you still have that confidence despite where your record is?
I believe we do. We talked to the offense, and I'm pretty sure he's talked to the defense, and we're all motivated to go to practice today, despite of the unfortunate weather right now. But yeah, we're focused primarily on Gardner Webb. We got all the film from Charleston Southern done with, so that's out of our system, and going on to the next game.
Ox, how do you feel about the mood of the team and the confidence level?
Well, speaking on the defense, I mean, we all looked and saw we played a pretty good game on defense, and we want to keep that going. We wanted to go out and play Gardner Webb, a really good team on offense, and we want to replicate the same performance we had on defense. Granted, we gave up a lot of points, so the scoreboard says, but we feel we played real intense and ran to the ball real well, and we want to do that again this week.
Mike, these penalties that wipe out big plays, I don't know if they were good calls or bad.
Well,
is there a discipline issue, or how can you address that?
No, I think each one's different. Two of them are teachable moments. The block in the back by Brandon Eakins was it was a block in the back. It was a good call. I don't think we needed that block at that point in time. The same thing for the hit on Tyler Renew. I mean, you can justify Jake Stinson stepped out of bounds, stepped back in. The play was still going. The whistles were blowing, but the block was behind the run. We teach them not to block behind the runner, to get out in front of the runner, so two teachable moments there. Isaiah Penson's illegal block was an effort deal. I mean, he was making great effort trying to get to the second level. I think it's a close call. I've seen that not called a lot. It was very hairy. Stinson into the sideline. Looks like a late hit out of bounds by Charleston Southern to me on film. That's what it looked like live. The white hat told me he grabbed his face mask and was twisting it on the way down. If he did, it was late, and it was as the guy was falling on top of him. So Walker Smith's interference call. The receiver's running a takeoff. The quarterback's throwing a 5-yard stop. They're running with each other. I think you can all make your decisions there. The thing is, the kids are giving great effort. They are trying to do what they're taught to do. There are young kids, I mentioned a couple of them there, that make young mistakes. We want them to learn from that. They all know that those penalties are very, very costly. They don't just cost us during the game. I mean, those kids, they run for those. If it's a repeat offender that can't get that out of his system, he doesn't play. So, no, I don't think it's a discipline problem at all. I think it's part of the game.
What's the number one thing you want to get fixed or better at on offense?
On offense, consistency, and that can go into a lot of different things. We had 2 turnovers Saturday, both of them by our fullbacks. The first one, Tyler's getting spun around. He takes one hand off the ball to brace himself to the ground. He's just got to keep both hands secure on the ball in traffic. He knows that. He'll learn from that. Isaiah, great cut. He made a great cut that he saw, which that's big for a freshman. He's a freshman. We want him to learn from that experience and be more consistent making that cut after the mesh, and just continuing to function as a unit consistently. Staying on schedule, be able to drive the football, and being able to, when you have that opportunity to make that big play that he had, to make the cut without the fumble, after the mesh, and be able to, that could have easily scored that play. I mean, when you look at it on film, I mean, it's a hole as wide as these two tables right here. So to be able to consistently execute.
Gardner-Webb scored 43, on Wofford.
Mhm.
What's the strength of their offense?
Senior quarterback that threw for 2,500 yards each of the last 2 years. He's been there and done that. Veteran offensive line that protects him. And then now you've got Cook back in there. They're fairly balanced. They're 60-40 pass run, so they're a pass team, but they still want to run the football. But I mean, I think Lucas Beattie's sitting there where can deliver the ball to their athletes out wide on time, and you look at the way he did that in the Gardner-Webb game. That being said, now Gardner-Webb helped them. They gave them the ball on the 9-yard line to start one drive. They gave them penalties on virtually every scoring drive that helped that drive along. So they had a little bit of help there, but I think the quarterback and just the experience on offense.
You have different returners, kickoff and punt return
Mhm.
at the start of the season. Who are the starters now?
Well, Brandon Eakins would have been the starter at the beginning of the year if it wasn't for the ankle injury. And he's the guy that'll be the deep guy on kick return. Vinny's coming along pretty good, so we're hoping that he'll be back there on kickoff return as well. They're at that middle guy this week with the punt return deal. DeAndre Schultz, he's our deep returner. He's our starter. Now, we had a different lineup last week because, Charleston Southern was a rugby punt team that, they lived on kicking it about 25 yards and letting it roll, so we were trying a short returner and a deep returner. But DeAndre's our guy.
Speaking of Vinny, grabbed his hamstring. Is he okay? Is he going to play this week?
He should. He's still recovering. It wasn't a tear. It was just a tweak. And with hamstrings and athletes, if you're a speed guy, I mean, you can't hurry it up. But Andy feels like he has a shot to play Saturday. On a positive note, Dalton Trevino is fully cleared for practice this week. So I don't know how much we'll see him this Saturday. We'll see how he does this week in practice. But we're really, really hoping to have him full speed for Wofford. Anything else? Thanks a lot for being here, and thanks for all the support from our alumni. And I want you to know that it means the most to me and these kids, the support that you give us, and that motivates all of us to work very, very hard to bring a winning team to Charleston.